If you're not married, you're single. I want to encourage us to listen to people like myself. I love for you to listen to me, but I want you to be able to think for yourself, right? I want you to be able to distinguish between somebody yelling and wrong and common sense of, no, that don't really make sense to me. So this woman was saying that if you're not married, you're single. That's not true. Okay? We all know that if you're not married, you're not married. But if married is married, single is single. Dating is dating. In a relationship is in a relationship. Okay? So when people are screaming at people, oh, he cheated and that's okay because he wasn't in a relationship, you single people. No. Let me tell you something. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you guys have made a choice to make a commitment to each other, like you've actually had a conversation to say that we are in a relationship, we are exclusive, that means you are no longer single. So when you hear people screaming that if you're not married, you're single, that's a lie. If you yourself have sat down with a person, with your man or your woman, and you said, we are going to be an exclusive relationship, we are going to be monogamous, you are in a relationship, and if you decide to go and be with somebody else and sleep with somebody else, you are a cheater and you are a liar. Plain and simple as that. Married is married, single is single, dating is dating, and in a relationship is in a relationship, and it's a real thing. And people say, oh, how can somebody be cheating when they're not married? This is what cheating is. You cheat me out of the opportunity to make a different decision when you tell me that we're in an exclusive relationship and it's only me and you, and we're not going to sleep with other people, we're not going to date other people, we're not going to be with other people, we are going to be exclusive. You cheat me out of my decision to make a different decision. You have manipulated me into a decision that I would not have necessarily made had you not agreed to be in an exclusive relationship with me. So let's not get it twisted with these people out here screaming. Just because a person is on a platform screaming at the top of their lungs and banging on counters and chest button and cursing does not mean what's coming out of their mouth is true. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have given a man or a woman your word and said that we are in an exclusive relationship, and you know that this person wants to be monogamous, and you go out and do the wrong thing, you know right from wrong. And people who agree with this mentality of if you're not married, you're single, are potential side chicks, or are men who want to have a door open to do what they want to do, who do not want to be held accountable for their actions. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry to say it. So when you hear people talking all this mess about if you're not married, you're single, and you're a person that's in a relationship, you're in a relationship and they lying to you. And that's their idea of how they operate. Being in a relationship and making a commitment to somebody is about integrity, is about character. It's not about a piece of paper. The piece of paper solidifies it when you get to the point where you guys have decided, okay, during the relationship, the exclusivity phase of our relationship, I've learned that I can trust you because you've given me your word. You said that we were in a monogamous, exclusive relationship. You have not went out of those terms and conditions. You have respected my boundaries. You have shown me that you believe the same things I believe when it comes to boundaries and relationships and what cheating means to you and what love means to you. And now that we're no longer in a relationship, now we move to the next phase of we're engaged. So engaged means you're engaged. Engaged doesn't mean you're married. Engaged doesn't mean you're in a relationship. Engaged means you're engaged. And engaged does not mean that you're single. So when people say, if you're not married, you're single. No, if you're not married, you fall into these different categories. If you're single, you're single. If you're dating, you're dating. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. If you're engaged, you're engaged. And if you're married, you're married. That is it. All this other nonsense to give people excuses to have poor behavior because they don't want to step up to the plate when they did something wrong is totally wrong. It's disgusting. And if you have people around you that believe these things, you need to surround yourself with a different group of people. Some of my friends are in relationships. They're not single, so they don't do single people things with me. And I don't expect them to do single people things. And I don't tell my girls that are in a relationship that are not married that they're single. Girl, you better come on. You single. You ain't married. You single. I don't tell my girls that. They're in a relationship building something with somebody to see if it's going to go to the next phase of engagement, to see if it's going to go to the next phase of marriage. This is how you learn people, by giving each other your word and living in integrity and honoring the word. And then you get to the next phase of, this is my person. She or he actually has self-control when another person comes outside of the relationship that we're in and tells them, I'm with somebody. And I respect my partner by telling you, no, you can't have my number, because just because I'm not married, I can do single people things. B, M, F, and S. I had to come on here and say this because there's a lot of nonsense going on the internet, and we're being fed a lot of negative things where people are trying to sound positive and they trying to free your mind and they trying to act like it's so black and white. And so, no, it's not. And for every person on here that you hear and you're in a relationship and you're engaged and you hear somebody say, if you're not married, you're single, you know they crazy, right? You know they sound crazy. You know they crazy because you saying to yourself, no, I'm not single. I'm in a relationship. I'm in an exclusive relationship because me and my man or me and my woman said we're not going to date anybody else anymore. We're not going to sleep with anybody else anymore. We've set boundaries for each other. So I'm not single. I am in a relationship. And then for my engaged people, we have dated. I was single. We dated. We got into a relationship. We're engaged now to be married. So by no means am I single. This stuff is mind-blowing when I hear it. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? David Burris is a man that I really admire and respect. He has a program about relationships, about the dating phases, the courting phases, and he really breaks this thing down. So I'm going to get the link to his dating course because I learned so much from him because I did the dating course. And it was eye-opening of how he was breaking it down and vetting people and how this looks for you, because a lot of us are out here in the relationship world and we don't know what to do because we hear people saying, if you're not married, you're single. So we get into a relationship with somebody and we make a poor choice because somebody didn't spit in our ear that you're not married, you're single, so you could do single people stuff. So now the relationship that we were in, that we were hoping to be engaged and married, is now dissolved because somebody told me I'm not married, I'm single, so I could do whatever I want to do. It's bananas. So I just wanted to come on here and do this quick little thing because I just really needed to get this off my chest so that the men who are listening, if you have committed to a woman, if you have told this woman, you are my lady, we are in an exclusive relationship, we are going to be monogamous, I'm not going to date anybody else, you're not going to date anybody else, we're not entertaining anybody else, we're here, we're in a relationship with each other, and this is the boundary that we've set for our relationship, then you're not single. If a man asks you to marry him, I want to give you my last name. During the engagement phase, you're not single to do what you want to do. So we got to stop putting out this false information. So I just wanted to clear that up. Again, married is married, single is single, dating is dating, in a relationship is in a relationship, engaged is engaged, and again, married is married. We have to go through different phases to see if this is the person that we're going to spend the rest of our lives with. And we're not single when we make a commitment to somebody, because it shows the other person our level of commitment and can we be committed for a long period of time. If you made an agreement and you break the agreement without telling the other person, you are a liar and a cheater. People who say things like that, if you're married, if you're not married, you're single, they don't want accountability. Women who say things like that are capable of being somebody's side chick, because when somebody's man is around her, if her philosophy and her thought process is, if you're not married, you're single, then you think it's open season on somebody's boyfriend, on somebody's fiance. Because that's what you're saying to me. If he's not married, he's single, so you get to do whatever you want to do to him and hurt another woman because this man has said I'm in a relationship with somebody? Think for yourself. This is all I'm telling y'all. Think for yourself. Because there were a lot of comments underneath this video where people were saying, hallelujah, amen, yes, preach it, sister, that's right, you better know this and that. No. Because it sound good to you because you probably sleeping with somebody, man. It sound good to you because you're probably cheating on your girl. It would sound good to you if you're doing something wrong because it excuses you from your poor behavior. No, if I tell a man I'm in a committed relationship with you, that don't sound good to me when somebody say, Trey, if you're not married, if you're not married, you single. No, I'm not. I got a man. I got a whole man. I got a whole man that trusts me. I got a whole man that believes I won't sleep with another man. I got a whole man that I live with. I got a whole man that we are merging our things together to get to the next level in our relationship. I got a whole man. I'm not single. We're not married yet, but I'm not single. Lord, help us. Jesus, come on down. You got to wipe some of it, just wipe it out. I'm just so tired. I'm tired of people in their nonsense, of giving people a reason to be disrespectful, not have integrity. I'm just tired of it.